the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good Wednesday evening, everybody. I think it's about the 52nd Wednesday of the 2024 year. I couldn't tell you, there's been so many, but I do know it's time for the Chandler Grand Prix Round 4 from Kokomo. I have got a dozen drivers checked in for this right now. These guys are ready to get at it. Times being put down in practice. They are smoothing the track out, getting her ironed in. I see a couple little slick spots out there already. Going to be joined in the booth, as always, on our Wednesday night series by the man himself, Grady Chandler. Grady, good field tonight. Hoping Grady's still there. Grady, are you with me, buddy? Hello. Well, we'll let Grady get his stuff figured out. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me. The driver's checking things out. They're getting the track smoothed out pretty good. We're going to grab a couple of them, talk to them. We've got some infidels in here, man. We brought the netcode guys over, so we're going to try to talk to a couple of them. But same old guys. You can see you got Stoll in here, Berkeley's in here, Brecken Reese is back in the house, Caleb Paris. So you're going to see those same guys. Grady, you get your Chandler, you get your stuff fixed up?
So she took up for me. Yes.
Open the laptop.
There he is. He's back with us. He's back with us now for sure. You get fixed up, Grady?
You ready, Ben?
I got you now, buddy. I think everybody else has got you too.
Awesome.
Well, round 4, what are you looking for tonight, my man?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry. I broke up there for a second.
I said this is round number 4. What are we looking for from this field tonight?
Man, honestly, some good, clean, hard racing. There's a lot of go-kart kids in this field. We got Racer Berkeley, who drives ROK house car in Oklahoma. You got Broden Brown, who actually just won his first outlaw kart race this past weekend. You got my former tire guy and roommate, Robbie Chapper, running for Caleb Paris. So I've got quite a bit of friends in this. You got Brecken Reese coming off of, what was it, top 10 at KKM in California last week, too. So a lot of guys have success in real life, and I'm ready to see if it portrays into this.
Yeah, me too. And like I was mentioning, we got a couple of guys that have come over from the Thursday night series, the Mighty Midget series, going to give themselves a chance here to see if they can qualify through to the finale. And I was wanting to grab one of them and talk to him real quick. He's out on the track room to see if we can get him to hear us over the sound of the engine in his car. Bo Brannon, you got a copy?
I do. How are you, Roger?
I am good, my man. I see that you finally took the plunge. You came over from the Thursday night series. So in here with some of these guys, it looks like some of these guys are pretty quick.
Yeah, I had unfortunately had to join late tonight, so I didn't get as much practice as some of these other guys. So it's tough to compare times on a different track than the top times that they're making. So I know how to get around these cars sometimes, and I'm always up for the new challenge. So it's interesting to see some different faces than the group that I normally run with. So we'll see how it plays out, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Well, since you brought up the I can get around these cars sometimes, last season was up and down, and you still dang near, you were right there at the very end of it. But with the Mighty Midget guys, I'm sorry, I guess I should have stated that first. But you come into something, and this is just a short little qualifier series to go into the big finale. And I'm sure that you went and looked up all the information on it. What do you think about a series like this versus doing some league stuff?
It's definitely a cool thing that we're putting on here. No doubt about it. There's not a lot of, I would say $2,000 is big money for any iRacing series, but let alone for these cars, that's almost unheard of. So it's really exciting to be a part of it, to have a chance at it. I think, got to get there first, got to qualify for it. So that's what I'm looking for tonight as a top 3. Up and down season in the Netcode Esports series. That starts up next week, by the way, if anybody's listening and is interested in a full-time midget league. We have a recruitment race happening tomorrow night, and our next season will start the following Thursday. So quick shout out for the Netcode Esports Mighty Midget series. But I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. I definitely am looking at the field tonight and trying to figure out what I need to do to get a podium finish tonight. So.
All right, man. Well, I wanted to holler at you before because I saw you made the trip. I saw that Mike came over too, and we'll try to talk to him maybe during the warm-up session. But man, good luck with these boys out here tonight. Go show them what the Netcode guys can do. Maybe you can draw a few of these guys to come over there and run with you guys when they're not out at the real racetrack.
Hey man, that's what I'm hoping for. That league is, it's one of the best leagues on iRacing. I've always said that. A real good group of respectful racers that are willing to, teach and learn and race hard, but race with some respect. We consistently have about 16 to 18 cars a week, but we're looking to pick up a couple more. And I'm not a league admin or anything like that over there. I'm just a guy who really enjoys it, and I think a lot of other people will as well. So. Yeah, I'll promote that for sure tonight. I actually put it on the side of my car.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate it. I'm a big advocate for that series myself. I really enjoy coming over and watching you guys. You got a fantastic core group. I was hoping to see a few more of them come over here and pump this thing up a little. Maybe we can talk them into it at the practice race tomorrow night, and then get them over here in 2 weeks, and you can have some of that competition over here too.
Yeah, I'm going to see what I can do to bring a few more. I only see me and Mike tonight, so it's definitely a good group. We need to bring them over here.
All right, man. We'll go out there and have some fun. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you on the podium at the end of this thing, and I'll wish you the best of luck. I can't wait to see you back in action at Netcode next week.
Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it.
Little Bo Brandon right there. For those of you who normally tune in on Thursday nights to watch that group over at Netcode, you've seen his name at the front a lot. That guy has won a lot of races over there, and that's a really good core group, and I'd like to see some of those guys come over here and do this because I think this is a pretty neat little deal, and I think you guys could use the competition over here for sure, and see if these guys can stack up with some of these known real racers, Grady.
Yeah, I think like I said, it's a really good comparison to make as far as, guys that get the chance to race in real life versus, those that iRacing is the real life, and either way, regardless if it's on the computer or you see a real race car, I mean, it's the exact same thing with your brain and your mind, and it's just as serious and just as much passion involved in that as there is in the real life.
Brady Baldwin wants to know, is that Joel Berkeley? I don't. Oh, Racer Berkeley. I do not know. I can't answer that question. I wish I could, Brady. It said, "Is that Joel Berkeley, Racer Berkeley?" On here on the in the server, you want to know if it's Joel Berkeley. I can't say. I would imagine his name is Racer.
No, his name is actually Racer. I remember when Racer was first born. He's a little bit younger than me, and being like, "Wow, he's a guy that races and is named Racer." So, pretty cool deal.
I may have to tell these guys that they don't have very long. They're all waiting for each other to go out and run laps. They don't have very long. Oh,
3 minutes.
Oh, you know what? We got to go. I know why we're doing it. I got to start logging in as a spectator. I did this 2 weeks ago, too. It looks like right now Berkeley is the quickest at, he just got bumped out. Paris, 13:51 for Caleb Paris. And,
yeah, that is Robbie Chappa actually running.
Oh,
Caleb
is
Paris.
it?
So,
Local guy.
What's that?
Local guy. Chappa, local guy.
Yes, I'm sure we all know Bobby Chappa. He runs Outlaw
How can
Cars.
you not? If you're in Oklahoma, how can you not?
Yeah, that is his kid.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess you said Robbie, but I didn't hear the last name. Or we probably would have talked about that already. When you got a local guy at your place racing in your qualifier, I don't know. We're gonna have to look for the home cooking on that deal, buddy.
Oh, if he knows anything, I'm definitely not gonna code no fair.
Well, we got about 7 of them have timed in. I don't know if any of the rest of the guys have headed out yet or not. I'm not seeing any times come in. I got to log in as a spectator. Since the server got set up weird tonight, that's why I got logged in this way. So 13:49 for Brecken Reese jumping to the top.
Brecken Reese. Like I said, he's coming off.
Bridesmaid, but not a bride yet in this thing, right? Several times.
Yeah, he has ran fourth. That was kind of the theme of his season, really, in the beginning of the year. But, obviously last week making the trip out to California, and I think he ended up 10th in that deal at the KKM, which was a pretty solid run.
If you probably were running for points, like a consistent 4th place finish would probably be pretty good for you.
Yeah, it'd be really great. But our format, and that's something cool about our format, I think, is it does give an opportunity to where you can be a guy to show up and only run one night and instantly qualify. I think in some ways it hurts it, but in other ways it does make it, pretty entertaining. Is where it's a constant flow of new people.
Well, I'm the guy that I think if you're in the first week, you get in the top 3, you're one and done, you're missing out on learning how all these other guys race by not coming in and racing on these shows every other week, because now you're going to show up at one big race where they're all in there. You have no idea how these guys, you don't know anything about the way most of these guys race because they don't see each other enough. So that's just my take on it. I'm sure someone else probably has a different feeling. Let's get ready to go down here. Let me find the right camera. And we will get ready to line up our field for heat number 1. Scheduled for 7 drivers. I know why it did it that way. That's fine. It'll work out. Because I'm in there and Preston can move. But on the pole, the 20 of Brecken Reese. And on his outside, he's going to have the 00 of Greg Brown. Your second row to the inside, the 7-11 of Race Foster. So we have racer and race in the same night. That's awesome. Michael Gebert. Huh? Go ahead. Sorry, Grady.
Said pretty impressive. We like a lot of big racing guys around here.
Michael Gebert, the 83 car, he's going to start outside row number 2 next to, and Kyle Keeler will be inside row number 3. Next to him is going to be Preston Daniel because the 1 car. Well, that guy logged in wrong. He's just bad news all around. He'd rather be in the booth anyway because he's not a midget guy. He just can't figure these cars out for squat.
Oh, how can you not be a midget guy? Midget's the best.
I love to watch them. I can't drive these things on iRacing at all, period. I don't think I could make a lap. You can give me the sprint car, you can give me the big block modified, the UMP modified, the late model, you give me any of the other dirt cars, I'm fine. These little things, for whatever reason, they want to turn left sitting still. I don't even get it.
You sound like my dad. He says when he fires off the car, he's like, "Oh, this has been iRacing. I'd already flipped it over. I'm going 5 miles an hour."
Yep. Can't get out of the pits at Chili Bowl because I'm flipped over up against one of the K rails over there. I haven't even gotten out of pit. I've never been able to figure him out. Just terrible in this car. All right. They waited long enough for me to do nothing. So now they'll get lined up. They'll get ready to go. 8 laps the distance. Everybody's going to transfer through. They're really just racing for their final starting spot in tonight's A main. And that A main is going to be 35 laps.
Brecken Reese off the pole here. Should be pretty good run for him, I would imagine. And like I said, I'm looking to see Broden Brown too, who actually won his first race in real life, at least in an all-wing outlaw kart this past weekend. So, a lot of guys having good success in real life, and hopefully it translates.
All right, they'll let the pace truck drop off right here outside of turn number 2 in the middle of the backstretch, and then our front row will pace us around and get us started out of turn number 4. Heat 1 of 2 before we cut them loose for a big feature tonight. Looks like we found a loud pedal. Green flag in the air. Heat number 1 underway. About half the cars to the top, about half the cars to the bottom, and whatever else was left over ran right through the middle of 1 and 2. They're going to do it again down here in 3 and 4. And everybody's going to stay in a pack by Brecken Reese, lap 1 leader. And I think if he can stay on the high side, he's going to drive away from these guys, Grady.
Yeah, fully extending his lead. Down the backstretch off the 2. On the fence goes in 3 and 4. Like I said, the old Dave Ball line coming in, keep the top off the exit, and he looks to have him covered.
Now back here, watching about 3rd place in this heat. They're 3 wide. There was a little bit of a slider. It looked like Kyle Keeler trying to go from the top to the bottom. And a tiny bit of contact with the left front of Gebhardt. Slowed Gebhardt down, but didn't slow Keeler down at all. He's up to 4th. Foster went through to 3rd in the 7-11. But man, Reese is just gone. He's over a second ahead of these guys.
Yeah, really pulling out the lead. Like I said, the top here is, as the laps go on, is really coming in.
All right, through the slick to get up there to what is making for a little bit of a cushion. He kind of cuts it down early, both 2 and 4. And he is just scooting away from Brown in 2nd place. And Brown has no company at all, so he's pretty safe right there. Best battle on the tracks right here for 3rd. Race Foster and Kyle Keeler are going at it pretty hot and heavy.
Yeah, Kyle being one of those guys who's got enough patience to, go through the middle of the bottom. But, man, as the night goes on, I'm really curious to see how this racetrack plays out. With the tires out, maybe the bottom will come in, or maybe they'll keep it from coming in. But I know it's going to take some skill to really run the bottom here.
All right, Heat 1 in the Bucks. Checker flag is out. Brecken Reese, Greg Brown, Kyle Keeler, Race Foster, Michael Gebhardt were the top 5 in that. So good run for Reese. He is going to pick up that win pretty impressively, too, I must say. And we'll get ready to get down here for our second lineup. And this is how we'll put them out there. It'll be Chapa driving in the 04 car for Paris tonight. He has got the pole. He'll have Racer Berkeley in the 01 next to him. Bo Brandon, 49 car, starts inside row number 2 with Josh Lewis in the 24 on his outside. And your back row for the final heat, Mike Covey in the 12 car next to Caden Stoll in the 2. 6 cars, 8 laps. Everybody's transferring through. The formality is you're looking for your starting spot in that 35-lap feature, and the closer to the front you can get, the easier it makes your life in most cases. Now, that's a perfect world. And in this car, I think track position, especially here, this little bitty track, laps go by so quick, track position is super, super important. So everybody wants to finish at the front, especially in the heat. We'll see what happens here off the front row with Chapa and Berkeley.
This could be an outlaw kart race at Shawnee right here.
Yeah, certainly could. We're going to be under the green flag, and Chapa goes slider line in 1 and 2 to start things off. And he's got all manner of company. Berkeley's there. Brannon's there. 3 wide. They stay all the way through 3 and 4. This one could be good from start to finish if these 3 can stay right on top of each other, because I can tell you, I know the 49 car super clean driver, and we saw Berkeley 2 weeks ago, extra clean driver. He just does not try to put the car in bad positions at all. And Chapa, he just a family of racers. I can't imagine he knows anything but good technique. So
been in the game for a while. Looks like the top of the racetrack.
We had contact between Stoll and Berkeley. Cost them both to drop to the back right here. And I think Berkeley's got something broken. Contact on the car might have broken something. But you look at the front, the 49 of Brannon. Down on the bottom where we're used to seeing him catfish. He is going to grab the lead. Chapa right behind that. And Covey trying to take second. He's going to maybe go from second. He's going to try to go for the lead here maybe within a lap. Mike Covey. Big slip there coming out of 2. It's going to cost him some distance. Now he's got contact with Stoll, but we're down to 2 to go. And the top 4 under a blanket. Almost 4 wide in 1 and 2. Brandon's going to lead him into 3 and 4. Chapa is working on it. He is right through the middle, and he had a run, just didn't have anywhere to go with it. And watch out on the top side because Covey's got it wound up, and he is going to use the momentum to slingshot past everybody. I think this one's getting stoled at the line. Brandon cuts the line off, and he'll win it. Stoll comes in second. Covey off the top side was third. Paris, Berkeley, and Lewis rounding things out. That was a great race right there.
That was incredible. That, like I said, that's why I love midget racing right there. I'm midget ride or die, man. I'll tell you, I'll race midgets till I die, and then race midgets, as Keith Coons, his Twitter bio famously was. Kind of in the same boat, but wow, that was incredible.
Well, let's grab somebody from down below, see if they'll unmute their microphone and talk to you for a minute while I go find something cold and wet.
Yeah, I'm going to grab my friend Robbie Chapa here. Hopefully I can pull him in for a second. So I'm here with a somewhat dejected Robbie Chapa after that heat race of, I believe he went 1st to 4th, but that heat race, I mean, it was a top 4, could have won the whole deal. I mean, that was a pretty incredible race. And like I said, for your first showing up around in the series of, and being able to run that well. But like I said, that was an extremely competitive race. And this feature, I think, is really going to pop off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And my main goal there was just, it's my first time. I'm a newbie. I just wanted to race everybody clean. Obviously, I'm not very excited about going 1 to 4, but, man, I had a blast. That was awesome. I mean, we were throwing sliders, hitting the bottom. And that last lap, I just kind of prayed that everybody messed up, slid each other, and I just held on to the bottom and unfortunately held on to a 4th place finish.
Yeah, and that's something I noticed from heat 1 to heat 2 is just as far as the movement around of the racetrack. Brecken killed everybody on the top in the first one of getting able to cheat it off of 3 and 4 especially, and then in that one we saw Brandon really get his momentum built up on the bottom, and then some guy comes out of nowhere on the fence and nearly passes everybody. So it's at this point, I really don't know. 35 long laps around this place, though, so I'm sure it's going to change. And Mandill's keeping your nose clean, but, man, that heat race, I will say I think that was the more stacked round of the 2 because 1 out of 4 could have won that deal. So.
Yeah, it was fun for sure. Like I said, the sliding and the clean race was mainly the fun part. I loved how clean everybody went.
Yeah, and that's something, I feel like everybody at this level of trying to qualify for this deal is going to take it somewhat serious of not just going there and, wipe some guys out. I think midgets in general get a bad rap for it, but right there goes the show of how clean you can be when it's right. But, well, Rob, best of luck. 35 long laps ahead of you. I believe you're rolling off. That'd be P8?
Yeah.
Or P8. So a little bit of work here to do, but what's your game plan as far as where you're going to run in the beginning, or top guy, bottom guy, or just kind of ride around and see what happens?
Man, I heard that Dave Darling guy has one heck of a line, so
He
I
does.
think I'm
The Dave Darling line
I'm
never.
gonna give that a try until it gets pretty slick, and then I think at that point it's all about just who can stay off the gas and stay in control.
I would 100% agree with that. The old Kokomo Dave Darling line. I believe he's the all-time most race winner at Kokomo. But good luck and wish you the best.
Appreciate it, guys.
Awesome.
All right, that's it. I know what we're going to do every other week now. We're going to pick a different driver, and that's who we're going to focus on, what they did, how they drove, it's been Darlin all night tonight. We're going to pick somebody else in 2 weeks. That's who we're going to talk about all night long.
Yeah, I don't know who who would have the cool line at Fairbury? Who's the guy at Fairbury? Like I said, I'm a Darling guy, so of course the Dave Darling line, I mean, that's like a given, But I don't really know at Fairbury. Maybe it's a late one guy.
Well, you probably better start doing some research, one of us better, and figure that part out, because I've actually only maybe watched 2 races ever from that speedway. So
Fairbury?
Yeah.
Well, of course, not the only.
If it ain't on flow, I ain't watching it.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. At least you get USAC with that, right?
Yeah.
Better tune in to April. Heck, USAC's at Kokomo. Wish I could say we were going with our own equipment, but that's quite a drive for us at the moment. But man, I'll tell you, it's my lifelong dream to be able to run the full USAC National Tour, and I guess you gotta get to the dream where you can at least compete first, and then work on the next dream of winning the USAC National Championship. Man, I think that was my whole long-term goal of achievement in my life as a racer, and honestly, even as a guy that has cars, that's still the same goal and means the same as it did to me now as it did then. So.
Well, I know the guy was pretty daggone good no matter where he went, but how was Clausen at Fairbury?
Man, I honestly don't know. So the only few races I attended at Fairbury where midgets were like, 17, 18, 19, kind of after, his accident. And really, midgets at Fairbury, they don't go there very much. I think they've only had, a few shows here and there. And I don't think they went there at all last year because we were in Illinois quite a bit. I know we didn't go to Fairbury, so.
Well, I know who we could call and ask.
Who's that?
He might be actually fun just to have on, period. We could get Timez.
There you go. Yeah, heck, he hop on here and race.
Yeah, we could get a whole Timez and ask him to at least come in and talk about some of these places. He goes everywhere.
Yeah, Timez is a guy that, man, he's crazy, he's wild, he's Timez, right? I'll tell you, he's been the same his whole career and isn't going to change. And part of that makes you honestly love the guy, right? And as a guy that owns midgets, he's definitely, I'll put him at, kind of Lewis Hamilton as far as a guy that's been around forever and been able to win races, and, still able to compete at the top of his game. And in the midget game, he's the old guy, even though I don't think him old, but in the midget world, he is the old, so.
Yep.
The hang he did, and kind of him and Zach have taken over that grandfather role of kind of not putting up with the bullying from the kids, so to say, and giving it right back to them when we deserve it. But also, they just get a bad rap, but those guys will race you clean 90% of the time until, you do something wrong or, it's a racing mistake. But, those guys are just, they're professionals.
Yeah. And, you're not wrong. If you pay attention to him at all, and I do, I watch some of his little reels and different things and some of his podcast stuff and whatnot, and you either love the guy, and I think unfiltered, raw, he's probably at his best, or you just don't like the guy, and there's a school for that too. I'm not in that school. I'm not in that class. I think the guy, he just tells it like it is. He tells it from his point of view, and he's unapologetic about it, and you got to appreciate that. But, man, when he gets on the track, he's about as hard-nosed as it comes.
Oh, yeah. I personally had to race him. In fact, my first Chili Bowl, actually, I got slid by Timez in my qualifier and ended up over the cushion. I remember kind of being not mad about it, like, I wasn't mad about it after the race, but I got mad in the car, and then, I kind of blinked my eyes and was like, hey, dude, welcome to big boy racing. It's Paul Cart Chandler, right? Like, I mean, he had momentum. He's going to, that's what it takes, to be successful in this place. So, I think anytime you move up, it kind of gets you as a shock when guys race you like that, but at the same time, got to get your elbows out and go harder. I mean, that's the only lesson I can do.
Yeah, definitely one of those names. When you hear it, you instantly have a picture of how he races and who he is. If you know anything at all about him, you follow this stuff at all. When you hear the name Tina, there's an instant visual image in your mind, and like I said, you're either on the A side or the B side. You love him or you hate him.
He's definitely, I would say, the most full-time midget racer in the world. As far as say is, of course, he still got sprint car opportunities and stuff, but he is, 90% of his races being midgets, and like I said, is a guy that loves midgets. You can't help but pay attention.
Well, we're getting wound down to it. These guys are getting this track worked in, man. I'm looking at this and I'm watching where these things, the marbles and everything are moving. I'm feeling like we may end up having an inside line and an outside line. And we may have two lines that you couldn't differentiate without the stopwatch just how fast either line is right now.
Man, it's really coming in. And that's something cool. I mean, Kokomo in real life, same deal, whether it's midgets, sprint cars, late models. I mean, it's always like a really, really good show, so to say. And I think most of these guys are, depending on where you start, if you're in clean air, you can just be out there and rip. But I think staying not cautious these first 15, 12 laps, but I will tell you, never stay cautious in a real race car, but this also isn't a real race car. So I know in this deal you have to, not necessarily bide your time, but don't put yourself in a position where, there's 4 cars wide or something like that based off not be able to see somebody or something like that. But no, I'm really excited here. Kind of looking through lap times and seeing who's on pace.
Yeah, I mean, Coffey's the quickest in this session right now, but you can look down through how close they are. 28. 38, 39. There's not a huge fall off until you get way down there, 10th and 11th. 9th, 10th, and 11th. They're almost a half a second. But those guys may not have went out early in the session. They may have went out late. And the track has changed a lot. It's changed a lot just in this session. I was watching where the slick line was when we started the session, and now as this camera pans around and you see those shiny spots, that shiny has widened, lengthened. It's all the way around in certain areas now. So we don't know. There could be a guy from the back that if he saves his tires for the first 10, 12 laps, he could charge through this field if he finds the right line and it's open, come right to the front.
Yeah. So who are your top 3 picks to lock in to our finale? This is round 4. 4 more races to go. Still plenty of chances for anybody that's, thinking about coming out and trying to, qualify for our main event. But who do you got?
Right now, I'm going to put it right where it ought to be. I'm going to put them 2 guys on the front row for sure. And then I'm going to watch, and I'm going to watch really closely for Caden Stoll to move himself into position. And those 3 are going to be the 3 on the podium at the end of the night. All right, let's run through the lineup real quick, and then we'll get Grady's picks here. Oh, Brecken Reese is going to start us off on the pole in the 20 car, and he'll have Bo Brannon, a formidable opponent, on his outside in the 49. Greg Brown, the 00, another fast guy in his heat race. He's going to start P3 in this one, and he'll have the 2 of Caden Stoll. We saw Stoll go to the top and almost steal the win in heat 2, so we'll be watching for him. Kyle Keeler, 27 car, row 3 to the inside with the 12 of Covey, and I actually think there's an 11 on that car. I don't think it's number 12. I think number 11 is actually on the car. Then Race Foster, 7-11. He's a row 4 to the inside with Robbie Chappa on his outside in the 04. Mike Gebert, the 83 car, the 5th row on the inside, and he'll have his partner in crime on the outside, Racer Berkeley in the 01. And then Preston Daniel, the 5 car. Final row inside with Josh Lewis in the 24 on the outside. So I took those 3. You probably could say the same thing, and we'd probably be right, but give us your picks of who you think it'll be before we take the green flag here.
I'm hoping to honestly see Brecken run away with this as far as, those missing it by 2 in our deal and then, missing it by 1 in some of the real life stuff. But, he's had a really good year so far, and I like to see him continue this. But I'll tell you who I've got for hard charger, and that's Josh Lewis starting last in this deal. A guy with not a ton of real-life racing experience, but somebody that I'm starting to get a little personal friends with. He's starting one. Here we go.
Green flag. Oh, trouble already out of 2. Caution's going to come out. We had contact. I don't even know who that was. Was Caden Stoll in that? I think Caden Stoll was in that. Yeah, let's go back real quick. We're going to get down here nice and close. We are going to watch this 2 car on the outside. That's the black machine that's up there. I think he's going to get crossed up. Somebody is going to come. Yeah, they just got a little lower on the inside, and it was Kyle Keeler that got into the left side of the 2 car. Just turned him around enough to trigger that caution flag. I don't think there's any damage to the car. Just one of the things. He left enough room, and Keeler had enough momentum to push himself down in there. And, meeting of the minds, trying to occupy the same real estate at the same time, and that often, like 100% of the time, doesn't work in race cars.
Oh, yeah. No harm, no foul, though, thankfully. I know Kyle kind of first lap driving in there on somebody, but like you said, kind of have the room. But at the same time, hopefully keep it clean here for these next 10, 12 laps.
Reese had the lead when the caution came out, so he will restart a single file up here. Brandon, Brown, Keeler, Covey, the top 5 as we get ready to go back to green. And a good start for Reese. Maybe not a bridesmaid tonight. We'll see. That guy behind him likes to go to the bottom for a while, and if he can find a little momentum down there, you'll see the 49 start to put the pressure very quickly on Brecken, and he almost slid him right there as we have caution out behind, contacting. This looks like a big, oh my goodness, this looks like a bunch of them.
Wow. Yeah, quite a big one.
Yeah, I'm not sure who all got in this. I'm trying to get where I can even see. It's got to be closer to the back. Oh, yeah, Gebhardt. Gebhardt found the tire there, the pushed-out tire. And he clipped it pretty good, and that got 2 or 3 behind him. So, auspicious start to this one. 2 laps, 2 caution flags. Hopefully the guys will settle it down just a little and start letting the racing play out a little more. I know it's easy to try to get spots right off the drop of a green flag because the guy in front of me doesn't have the same momentum. He didn't time it up right. I always say just because you can doesn't always mean you should.
Yeah, I mean, I do see it from that perspective too, but also, man, as a race car driver, I'll tell you, the first lap of the race, everybody says, oh, you can't win it on the first lap. You can put yourself in a better position to win on the first lap, and you got to pass as many cars as you can.
Well, if you ain't trying to put it in an open hole, you may not be a race car driver. So
there you go.
I mean, if there's room there, you probably better at least try to go for it. Oh, little action at the front. Brecken Reese way down low. He was super slow, and Brandon got there and got into him a little bit. It slowed them both up, and that's going to put 5 cars 3 wide right here in a bundle, racing for the lead. Brown looks like he is going to come out with it. Reese is down on the bottom trying to get it back. Covey up top in the 11 car. He is trying to use the momentum line to take spots away, and now you see Bo Brandon has finally moved off the bottom. He's come up to the top, trying to get around Reese, and then I promise you, if he gets by Brecken Reese, he's going right back to the bottom. I just know how that guy races.
Smart racer, man. That's what it takes.
All he wants to do is get in front so he doesn't have to continually fend off sliders or the chance the guy's going to try to run it in a little deep. I just know how he does it. This battle at the front is really good between Covey and Brown. They're side by side trading sliders. One end of the track, it's Covey. At the other end, it's Brown. By the time they get to the start-finish line, it's really difficult to do. Here comes another slider. He kept that in the middle and didn't allow that cut under. Didn't allow him to give him the crossover at all right there. And bottom's starting to come in. Top is not much faster. You watch right here. There's where the slider comes in. Now they'll come back. Yeah, dead even again. Man, great racing up front.
Broden Brown, once again, has had the week of his life so far. Is winning his first race in real life in the go-kart and showing out here with a decent run so far.
Well, he's going to have company here in the next lap, maybe lap and a half, because Brandon is finding a line through the middle, sliding up, and now Brecken Reese is starting to run that line. He's moved Brandon all the way up the hill, and he's making headway. This battle for that third and final lock-in spot, it could get pretty hot and heavy here. There could be 3 cars racing for it.
Man, really, no favoritism, but I'd really like to see Brecken get in. He's been a guy that's been trying pretty hard so far, and like I said, we missed out by twice so far, but I want to see him in.
Caution, Berkeley, and Choppa. Oh, no. Not Choppa.
Oh, no. We've got a fight on the front stretch at Miko right now, everybody. Take off.
Oh, my goodness. Do they still pay $100 if you go fight on the front stretch?
I don't know. That'd be a good question. I mean, I'd pitch it on some of that. Oh, looked like Robbie just hit the infield tire there sticking out.
Yeah, nothing big. He just clipped the tire, got the car turned a little past 90 degrees. Company was still coming from behind, and that's going to trigger it every single solitary time. So we'll slow them down. 22 laps still to go. Oh, let's get them all worked through, make sure, because we had somebody go to the infield. Berkeley is in the infield right now. So Covey, Brown, Brandon, Reese, Stoll, Keeler, Foster, Lewis, Daniel, Gebhardt, and Choppa in that order. Now, Berkeley's, I don't know what happened to Racer Berkeley. I never did see what happened to, yeah, but he took it to the infield, so.
Yeah, they didn't show it on the replay.
But with the damage off, I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of struggles, and he's going to wait for a better track for his driving style. So we're going to go back to it. 22 laps still on the board. Covey getting them restarted. Brandon went to the bottom slider line. I don't know if that's going to hold up or not. We'll see when they come out of 3 and 4. He may have taken second away from Brown right here. And he does.
That was
Brown back to the third spot. Reese still hanging right in the bridesmaid spot. Boy, if he finishes 4th again, I may have to start feeling bad for the guy, you know?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's been the theme here lately, and I'm ready to see him get over it.
Got to have that breakthrough moment. And some of the other guys may not want that, because once you have that breakthrough moment, sometimes you go on a tear. You know.
Oh, yeah. You know how it is. The first one's always the hardest.
Yeah. Well, now he's given up 2 spots. He is back to the 5th spot. Brown and Keeler. Well, he's going to get back around Brown. And Keeler was there for a second. Now Keeler's fallen back off him just a little bit. I thought he was going to give up both spots, but he has not. Covey and Brandon way out front. Brecken Reese in 3rd temporarily. Here comes Brown on the charge again. Going to slide him there in 3 and 4. Nice move to get back underneath that. Well, these two not quite done yet. And that time Reese slammed the door and made Brown choose to slow down. He bumped the fence just a little bit when he got the car unweighted, I think, right there. So now maybe Reese has a little bit of breathing room. He can settle into a rhythm and hang on and make a transfer spot here. We're going to be down to 15 to go this time around. It's heating up at the front. Yeah, Lewis all the way from the back up to that 6th spot. And he is using a little bit of a cut. Oh, I saw Choppa get out of shape way back there. No harm, no foul. Nobody hit him. He didn't hit anything. He grabbed it back up. But I was saying about Lewis that he is using a little bit of a cut down line in the middle of the corner. He's getting it in. The right rear's getting up in the slick, and then he's chopping it down. And he's actually able to get some.
Josh is a guy that really just started racing in real life, and yellow is out.
Yeah, that is going to be, I think, Gebhardt in the 83. We'll see what happened to Mike here. He may clip a tire right down here in the middle. Boonk! Yep. Didn't get the left front picked up off of the ground far enough to clear the tire, and it whipped him around 360s him real quick. He's going to keep going. So
back to Josh, a guy that recently started racing in real life and has actually made some pretty good progress. And that's crazy everyone thinks guys that start racing older can't figure it out. But, your brain's almost more matured where I feel like it saves you some time.
I don't think you're wrong. So it looks like we're going to be 13 to go. Covey, Brandon, Brown, Reese, Keeler, Lewis, Foster, Daniel, Chapa, and Gephardt. This thing is going by pretty quickly here.
Green flag, green flag.
Really good restart. Covey able to go to the top. Man, he just blew a right past Brandon, who was going on the slider line to see if he could force him to alter his exit there, and it did not work out. Brown still hanging on third, but I do not think Reese is done with that battle, and here's Keeler right in the mix as well. And they're going to be 3 wide down the backstretch into 3 and 4. That final transfer spot, that is the hot spot here. Caution again, this time Lewis and Foster. That sounds like a law firm. Chopper went. Oh boy, Chopper went through. I don't know how. Oh, yep. Lewis got a little out of shape. Foster came through. He really didn't have anywhere to go because Choppa was right down there on that line. He tried to go high, and that's where Lewis ended up kind of sitting still at. So,
You think I can get a black clear from Brecken? I keep getting messages in. I don't know what he did there to get a penalty.
yeah, I wouldn't understand either.
Shelby Hinton, glad you're tuned in, or at least spectating Brecken here, supporting him. I'm looking to see him get locked in. But also, shoot for my good buddy Broden Brown here as well.
Well, lights are off. We're going to go back. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go back to green here. It looks like it's going to be 11 to go. Everybody trying to get up here nice and tight. They do not want Covey to get another one of them big runs on the restart. He did not. This time, not as good as the last. He's got plenty of company. Bo Brandon's right there. They are going to escape Brown for the moment, but Brown got a good run down the backstretch. Crossover as Brandon slid Covey. Covey fended that off nicely. Short slider into 1 and 2, and he had to check Brandon down. That might be enough to keep him in the lead here, maybe through the extent of this thing, because now Brandon's got company and Brown is all over him.
Wow, heck of a race breaking out up front.
Yeah, it hasn't been just decided by anything or anyone right now. This thing is still up for grabs. We got a lot of laps left still, especially with these little midget cars. And nobody giving up an inch right here. Nobody settling for nothing because Brandon is back on the attack. Brown has fallen back. I don't know what happened to him. We were watching Brandon close in there on Covey, and something must have happened because Brown fell back just a little bit, and Brecken Reese just cannot get there. He is right in the bridesmaid spot again and hanging on. We're down to 6 to go. Brandon right there. If Covey slips, makes a mistake like that, dragging the right rear on the fence, he could open the door. And Bo Brandon cagey. He is setting him up, figuring out where that weak link is going to be.
Wow, heck of a race here for 1 and 2. Big bomb expected.
Here comes the crossover. That may have been what Brandon was setting him up for. He's got him now. We'll see if Covey can fight it back. Early cut down. Perfect move. He's going to be able to maintain into 3 and 4. I thought maybe Brandon had him set up just right. We're down to 3 to go. The battle's at the front. There is no other battle on the track right now. It is at the front. 3 and 4, 2 to go. Popsicle sticks in the air, and I don't know. Covey may have this one on lockdown. He is just maintaining about 10 car lengths right now. There's the close up by Brandon. Here we go, white flag lap. One more time around. How is this going to play out? Slider from Brandon wasn't able to stick it. He's not going to be able to get there in 3 and 4. And Mike Covey winning round 4. Bo Brandon second. And Greg Brown going to come home in third. Those 3 locked into the finale at the end of the season. Wow. And once again, the bridesmaid and not the bride. Brecken Reese in 4th. Kyle Keeler was 5th.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What a race. Track came in great there. Got a little strung out at the end, but at the end of the day, it's the Netcode guys coming in and taking over.
Well, Brown in third. I don't. Is he not in our Discord here?
Broden Brown, I do not.
I don't.
I am super pumped for him to be able to lock in.
Well, we're very happy for him. We're not going to get a chance to talk to him, unfortunately, but we'll get ready to move over here. We're going to talk to the second place driver, one of the invaders. We talked to him pre-race. He knows the rules. Boy, he's going to get an earful now, I can tell you.
Oh, boy.
Bo Brandon, you there, buddy?
I am here.
You're going to get an earful from the broadcast. You know that, right?
I knew it. I knew I was going to hear it.
You know the rules, my man. You know the rules. Hey, man, you come over here tonight, second place. You put up a heck of a battle. Tell us there, that last 8-10 laps, and we know we had a restart kind of late in that thing, but that last 8-10 laps, you got all you could handle from Mr. Colley.
Yeah, he drove a heck of a race. That was awesome. Sliding him back and forth, keeping it clean, keeping it respectful. Man, that was just good racing. Hats off to him. He did a great job. I think I had him give me a couple more laps, and I think I was chasing him down. It was just getting tough to pass him, so I was gonna maybe have to take a line away from him or something. But he was starting to find something on the bottom there, and I'm not gonna. I know we're racing for some money, but I'm not gonna take a guy out for that. So I wanted to race him clean. He raced me clean back. That was just good racing.
Well, you're in the finale, man. You come over, and on the first try, you're locked in. What do you think? You got a few weeks off from this to kind of prepare for that finale. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's only so much preparation you can do. I feel like we can. I'll be taking a lot of practice laps around Millbridge. I've only done one race there, which I didn't do super great at, but it wasn't too bad. So I'll be taking a lot of practice laps there, and of course you'll find me on Thursday nights at the Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. So that'll definitely keep me busy until the finale, whenever that's I don't know when that's going to happen exactly, but yeah, plenty of racing from now and then. So keeping it 1 week at a time.
Well, you won't have time to let the rust get on it because running over there on the Thursday night deal, man. Well, give me a couple of quick shout-outs before we let you get out of here, and we'll definitely give you congratulations on locking into the finale.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I got to thank Variax.com for all your e-commerce needs. Thank you to the Dirt Racing Network and Roger for broadcasting, to the Chandler Esports Group and all of the guys over there. This is a really cool event. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. I'm pretty sure my parents are watching again tonight, so shout out to them. And shout out to the Mighty Midget Netcode Esports League. Again, if you're looking for a midget league, we run every Thursday night. We got a race tomorrow night. Come on in, check us out. It's a lot of fun over on Thursdays.
Hey, man, I got to ask before I let you get out of here about that Thursday night deal because, last season we went the entire season with no sweeps. Is a Bo Brandon sweep going to be something we're going to get to see this next in 2024?
I'm hoping you see that next Thursday, week 1.
All right, man.
I'm not going to be too cocky. There's a lot of good talent in that league, and I want to be the guy to break the sweep streak. It's not happened in 3 or 4 seasons, I don't think. So, it's a good group over there.
Well, if any of those guys are watching, Barros, the Kiwi Conquer, any of those guys are, boy, I'll tell you what, the sweep thing, you may start to catch some grief over that.
Yeah, maybe I don't. I'm kind of glad I'm locked in before I call some of those other guys over and, get them back over here on Wednesday night. So.
All right, man. Well, I look forward to seeing you next Thursday night, brother. Congrats on getting yourself locked in.
Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it.
Bo Brandon, second place. And I'm hoping that this is our guy right here because I can't get the names to show up. Mr. Kavi, is that you?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Well, now we've got you. Car disappeared, but that's okay. No worries. Nobody's had the car out there yet. So we wanted to show off your machine because you fought really hard to get that win tonight, and you fought off somebody that's really adept at getting around in a midget.
Yeah, we did. First of all, I think the computer locked up, or I had to restart it and started 5th or whatever. But that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I raced with Bo some, and yeah, he's definitely fast. And there at the end, I was pedaling all I could. He was faster for sure. That was a lot of fun.
Well, you did everything right there, and since you're already aware of Mr. Brandon's prowess, there's not a whole lot to say. You made every move perfect. You didn't make any mistakes closing this thing out. Was there just a tiny bit of nerves when we were coming down to the last couple laps, knowing he was that close?
Oh, for sure. It's weird how much more nervous you get on this game, I feel like, at least, than in real life. I don't know. At the last 10 laps, I'm in here sweating bullets, man. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I was for sure nervous there at the end.
A pretty awesome run, man. You locked into the big show. Excited to start getting ready for Millbridge?
Yeah, I slept on it the first couple of weeks, and then I really got to looking at what Grady and you guys are putting on, and I was like, man, I got to get in on one. So now I guess I got to get better at Millbridge, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
That'd be interesting.
You're locked in early and got plenty of time to get some laps in now.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fun place, too. I think it'll race good. It was very respectful out there tonight. I thought the racing was clean, so, yeah, I look forward to it.
And what do you think? I know you probably run here with the tires up on the grass. What do you think of the tires out in the dirt now?
I think it's better. I feel like a regrip or something they did on an update kind of made it where it was bad again. I guess it was all around the bottom, right? And then they moved the tires out. And, yeah, that seemed like the old-school Kokomo they kind of had on here before.
All right, man. Well, give me some shout-outs and some thank yous before we let you get out of here and start getting ready for the big finale in a few weeks.
Shoot, I guess just Brandon Walsh and my brother Ryan, they're in Discord over here. But other than them, we've just been chilling tonight and seeing how it went.
All right, man. Well, congrats on locking in. We'll definitely look forward to seeing you in a few weeks at Millbridge, and hopefully we get to see you somewhere else here on the Dirt Racing Network in one of these other leagues.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, appreciate what you guys have put on. I look forward to it.
Awesome, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem. See you guys at Millbridge.
Mike Covey picking up the win. Man, that was a good race, Mr. Chandler. I hope we get to see some more where the track gets run in like that and we start to see them bomb sliders and 2, 3, 4 wide racing for the lead. That was actually a really, really exciting race.
No, and I think it really – I just keep getting more hype for the finale of – I think anybody that locks in honestly has a legit chance of winning, So I think the finale is going to be one heck of an event. And even these deals on prelims, obviously we haven't had any lock-ins return, but I kind of like it as far as it, keeps new faces and new people coming around. And I'm excited for the next 4.
All right. Well, man, I appreciate you letting us get this live here. We had a great audience tonight, by the way. I was going to tell you that during the warm-up session. We got to chatting about other stuff, but we had a great audience tonight. Hopefully this thing will continue to go. Maybe we can grab some more of those guys from that Thursday night series. Maybe some of these guys will go over there and run that deal because those guys put on a heck of a show. I gotta tell you how that goes, too, because I want the fans to know and I want some of these drivers that are watching to know. It's 2 shows. You come in, the first show, no qualifying. They random draw for their heats. Top 4 transfer through. They do a redraw when they get to the feature, 20 cars, 35 laps. They turn right around, go back to the same track again. You qualify. The top 6 lock into the feature from qualifying. Everybody else goes through the LCQ. You fill in all the rest of the spots from there. You do another 35-lap feature. They get 2 shows in every night. Takes about an hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes. It's some of the best midget racing I see on the service at this moment. So that's something, if you guys, it's Netcode Brands, Netcode Esports. Find their Facebook page, find their league over on iRacing here, and send them a request. Josh and the boys, they're looking for good guys, and they've got a core group of about 16. Go back and watch some of the races here on the network. You'll see. It's phenomenal racing. Those guys are awesome. Either way, man, I wanted to tell you thanks for letting us cover this stuff. I look forward to these Wednesday nights now because we haven't had anything on Wednesdays in a while, and I think this is going to be a cool deal. I can't wait till we get to Millbridge and see that finale.
The finale is going to be crazy. I think this is something that's grown over time, and like I said, I like seeing new faces, and hopefully, some of our crowd mixes with yours. And like I said, I was glad to hear that, some of your guys said, hey, this was good, clean, respectful racing, which I felt like it was tonight, and we all know things happen, but at the same time, I really felt like it was pretty clean.
Racing's racing. I have never been to a racetrack I didn't see some kind of incident, whether it was a retaliation or just an absolute accident. So that's going to happen. But overall, the guys give and take, and you're going to get to the end, and you know who you can race with. You'll find it out pretty quick. So pretty awesome run tonight, man. Thanks again for having us cover this stuff. I'll look forward to doing it again in a couple weeks. Get me the information early. We'll get it posted up. See if we can't draw you some more drivers.
Heck yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us here tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning out. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to cover this stuff. Without all the awesome leagues that we get to cover, there's nothing to show you. So both sides of the coins, thanks for that. Till we see you the next time, peace to everybody.